Hi, I'm Ben, Ben's Machine Shop. Now this tape is about gear that I've bought. In the last month or so I visited about 3 hardware stores, and that second hand store that I've talked about in the past, I looked into on it, and one of the stores there was a decent sale on. I maybe spent a bit more than I anticipated, but I'm pleased with what I've got, and let's get showing. Now, the first hardware store I was in only bought a few small items, and this is them. Now, in walking around the store, I worked for a while. I lifted this, which is useful. It was quite a large store, but not an awful lot of stuff interested me. I bought a tin of marking glue. On round now, I came across, I have had some of these before, different make, but small set of small drills. I think there's about 14 in it, and I bought a large. I was looking for these. I have 3 or 4 of these only this size. I was looking for one of these for a long time. They're good for scribers or whatever. On round, Moore and Wright dividers. Nice little pair. I have loads of these, but they took my fancy. Moore and Wright odd leg dividers. And a small set of inside ones. Moore and Wright. Now that is all I bought in this store. A few days later we were in a different town and another hardware store. In store number 2, going in, I spied a few things that took my interest, and brand new reamer, Presto, and a set of center drills, the same make as my small drills in the other store. On round, I came across LS Starrett. I think I have 2 or 3 sets of something similar, but I bought these. They're Starrett, LS Starrett set of rods. Which can be very useful. And I have large drills, but this is 1/2 inch, SK or ½ inch. I don't think it's anything just as long as this. Maybe something similar, but whatever. Now, I bought one of these about maybe 6 weeks, 2 months ago, but it was Chinese. But I bought Lathe Alignment Test Bar. Now this one, made in Poland. Very useful item. I think I would have more faith in the Polish one, but anyway, I have the two now. Now that leaves store number 3, and that is the store that there was a sale on. That was maybe the following week, or the beginning of last week, I think it was, or yeah. Now this is store number 3. There was a decent sale on, and I came away with some, I think, interesting stuff. Listen to that rain, that's fairly heavy. Before I start about the packing needle that I bought, I got it for, I might make another one of these wee scribers. They come in very handy for this. Now that is what I got the packing needle for, but I went on round the store as if I haven't enough drills. I bought a few drills. Now this is a without rain and that, it's the, seeing the number, it's 31/64. Another one. Now this is 13/16. Morse 2, Morse 1, and a Morse 3. Now this little beast, it's a 1 and 1/32 Cleveland. These are Dormer. 3 nice drills. Now, it didn't come in this box. I put it into this cover. The one I have is rightly used. Now this is a new, I put the wax on it. It's a Morse 3 taper reamer. Which were very reasonably priced at the sale. Now that is the drills, etc. that I bought. Now listen to that rain, that is very, very heavy. Now I had something a while back, I showed it in one of my tips, that I really liked, but a mate took a fancy to it, so I let him have it. But I was lucky enough in this store to find another, and this is it, a little 3-inch rule. I used to like just having this in my pocket. 3-inch. Now, the rest of the gear that I bought, I haven't opened them yet. So finding an opener, where do I say? That's it. I think there's that's it. There's a few rules in this. I thought there was 3 in it. There's more. Nice narrow. 6-inch. I have one of these, yes. There's something will not go to waste. Oh, there's a lot of on it. Tapered, I have one of these. Another nice narrow little rule. Another nice 6-inch. There was 5 in it. Now, this one. There's 2 in this one. These packages. That's better. That. "12-inch. This one. 18-inch. I don't know what the holes are for, but that's 18, 12 and an 18 now. Here is another. It's well stuck on. I'll take it off later. It's a 24-inch. That's a 3-inch, 6-inch, 12, 18, 24. Now look at this. $44. I'll not cut the packet until I'm going to use it. That's a 44-inch. Now, I missed, he was telling me he had a 48-inch that they were sold out just a day or two before. So that 3-inch, 6-inch, 12, 18, 24, 44. I would have liked the 48, but they were sold out. all will come in handy at the times, I hope. That was the gear that I bought in this hardware store. Now that is the gear that I bought in store number 3. Two of my boys are putting together, going to build me a store at the side of my workshop, and I hope to get my drawers into it, all my drawers. It'll give me a lot more room here, and hopefully a nice little store. I hope they have it done before Christmas. So the gear that I bought in the second-hand shop, we will show it. So this is it. I'm enjoying my coffee. Now this is the gear I got in the second-hand shop. Some of it is interesting. To start with, I picked up this little tool. I have something similar, larger than this, a couple larger than that, but that's one, and this, hoping to make a chuck key out of it for one of my chucks, and Moore and Wright. I have quite a few of dividers and two unit of that, and $20mm. I think I may have something similar to this. I should have quite a few micrometers. Do you ever think of where the micrometer originated? That was from, it was a Frenchman invented the micrometer, Jean Palmer, around about 1847-48, and I wouldn't have one like it. The closest I would have to show would be something like this. He invented the micrometer way back round about 1848. That's maybe in the small side, but this is something the closest I would have to show of maybe what he would like to have done. Now, about 30 years later in the USA, I think it was right about New York, if my memory serves me right, they progressed from this type that our Frenchman invented to the modern day. I'll just show a few examples. down through the years they progressed greatly. This is one made in Japan. It's a 5 to 6, and Moore and Wright they have progressed greatly from this to this over the years. Now there's a lot more modern ones, digital, etc. I have worked at digital, but I don't own one. They have come a long way, thankfully, to John Palmer, Frenchman, and experimental one. This is out of Rolls-Royce workshop, but they have come a long way. There's a lot more modern ones. I was doing a job for someone last week. I'm sorry I didn't have the camera running, but it was a job I had to use this tool on. I have showed this tool in a previous tape, but for the show it working I should have. It was a deep recess. It was for 1 inch and 6 inches deep. I have a couple of sets of these, but for this length I had to use this one, which came in very, very nicely. It's also a Moore and Wright. Little tool. It was for inch bearings, but it was 6 inches deep in a shaft for someone. And that's it for this tip. I hope some of you have found this of interest. If so, press the like button. This is Ben's Machine Shop. Benny Marner, go to. Thank you for watching.